Hi, welcome to this tutorial. Before we begin, kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it with your friends. And also if you need help with any particular topic, do let me know in the comment section. I will make a tutorial for that topic from the past paper questions. Let's begin. Today we are going to solve IGCSE Cambridge Mathematics Paper 4, Variant 43, May-June 2017. Question number 1. A. In 2016, a company sold 9,600 cars. Correct to the nearest 100. Write down the lower bound for the number of cars sold. It is rounded to the nearest 100. Whatever we have to round to, divide it by 2. You will get 50. To find the lower bound, we will subtract from 9,600, 50. If it was the upper bound, we will have added. And the answer is 9,550. Next question. The average profit on each car sold was 2,430. Correct to the nearest 10. Calculate the lower bound for the total profit. Write down the exact answer. The total number of cars sold are 9,600 and each car the profit is 2,430. So we have to multiply the total number of cars with the total number of profit. But we need to find the lower bound for 2,430. It is rounded to the nearest 10, so 10 divided by 2 is 5. Therefore, the lower bound of 2,430 is 2,425. We subtracted 5. We already found the lower bound of the number of cars. Now we'll multiply it by 2,425. This in turn will give us 23,158,750. And that's your answer. Part 3, write your answer to part A2, correct to 4 significant figures. So this is the answer we got. We have to round it to 4 significant figures. We have to round it to 4 significant figures. Mark it till there. Look at the number after the fourth number. It is 8. If you have 5 or more, you add 1 to the number you're rounding to. So you will get 23,160,000. That is correct to 4 significant figures. Next, write your answer to part A3 in standard form. When we write in standard form, we should have only one number before the decimal. It will be 2.316. Now count all these numbers. How many digits we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will put 10 to the power of 7. 1b, in April the number of cars sold was 546. This was an increase of 5% on the number of cars sold in March. Calculate the number of cars sold in March. Whenever you have an increase or decrease percentage question, on the side we are going to write 100. If it is an increase, at the amount you are increasing, here it is 5%, and the answer you get divide by 100. So your multiplier is 1.05. The original value multiplied by the multiplier, which is 1.05, will give you your final value, which is 546. Therefore, the original value will equal 546 divided by 1.05, and that is 520. This is something that you need to know very well. The original value multiplied by the multiplier gives you your new value. It could be the number of cars, it could be the cost price and the selling price. The things can change, but the formula is the original multiplied by the multiplier will give you your new value. Also remember, if it is an increase, we add. If it is a decrease, we subtract. Part C, the price of a new car grows exponentially by 3% per year. A new car has a price of $3,000 in 2013. Find the price of a new car 4 years later. To find the new price, we have to use the formula P 1 plus R over 100 to the power of n. So whenever something has been increased exponentially, this is the formula we use, where P is your principal or your starting amount, and R is your rate of interest, N is the time in years. In this case, our principal is $3,000 and rate of interest is 3% and time in years is 4. So we just have to replace everything in the formula to get the answer. 1 plus 3 over 100 to the power of 4. You will get 3,376.5. We can round it to $3,377. Also remember that if your price decreases exponentially, we'll use the same formula, but instead of plus, we'll put a minus here. Question number 2. We have been given two parallel lines, PQ and RS, and we have to find the angle XYZ. I hope you all know the different types of angles. Angle X is equal to 38. The reason being vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite angles are like this. They make a cross, so this angle will equal this angle and this will equal that. Next, Y. You can see that there is a triangle ACE. And this is Y. We already found X, which is 38, and A is 24. So Y is going to be 180 minus 24 plus 38, because angles in a triangle equal to 180. 118. To find the Z, we know that angle B will equal to angle Y because they are alternate interior angles and alternate interior angles are equal. So this is 118. And then you can see that angle B and Z are straight angles. Straight angles also equal to 180. Therefore, Z is equal to 180 minus 118, which is 62. In part B, we have been given a circle and points A, B, C, D lie on the circumference of the circle. AB is equal to AD and AC is equal to BC. And angle APT is equal to 42. As these two sides are equal, it means that triangle DAB is an isosceles triangle. Therefore, if angle B is 42, angle D will also be 42. So this is 42, and using the circle theorem, we know that angle from the same segment equal each other. So angle ATB is equal to angle ACB. Therefore, angle ACB is also 42. Now we have that AC is equal to BC. It's again an isosceles triangle. Therefore, angle A and angle B are equal to each other. We can write down, let's take angle A and angle B as x. So you can write down x plus 42 is equal to 180. Therefore, 2x is equal to 180 minus 42. 2x is equal to 138 Therefore, x is equal to 138 divided by 2, which is 69. Angle CAB is equal to 69. So in part C, we have been given a circle with 4 points on the circumference, and O is the center. QoS is 146. We need to find QRS. To find QRS, we will first need to find QPS. You need to know the circle theorems to find QPS. The angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. So if this angle is 146, QPS is going to be half of 146, which is 73. There's another circle theorem you need to know. Opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral equals 180. A cyclic quadrilateral is when all the 4 vertices of the quadrilateral touches the circle. So this QPRS is a cyclic quadrilateral. In a cyclic quadrilateral, the opposite sides equals 180. So A plus B is equal to 180. C plus D is equal to 180. So if we want to find QRS, we will subtract from 180 73, and we will get 107. Therefore, QRS is 107 degrees. Question number 3. We have been given a table and the x values. We have to find the y value. So in place of x, we are going to substitute these values and get the answer. Remember to put it in the bracket and then put in the calculator. So when in place of x you substitute -2, you will get 0. Negative 1.5 will give you 2.25, negative 1 will give you 2, and 0.5 will give you 1.25. So this is a very easy formula. Just remember to put brackets when you are substituting x values. Part B, draw the graph of y is equal to 2x cubed. So we have been given a grid and we have to plot these points. Before we start, let's see what each little square means. On the x-axis, each 2 square is 0.1. And on the y-axis, each square is 0.1. So 2 squares are 0.1 on x-axis and 1 square is 0.1 on the y-axis. Let's plot the points. When x is negative 2.2, y is negative 1.94. Negative 2.2 is here and negative 1.9 is the second last line. So, sorry, a little bit line below that. When x is negative 2, y is 0. The same way we'll plot all these points. And now we have to join the points to make it into a smooth curve. So this is how your graph will look like after you join the points. Part C, find the number of solutions to the equation 2x cubed plus 4x squared is equal to 3. This is 2x cubed plus 4x squared, our graph is equal to 3. If there's a number after the equal, that is your y value. So 3 is here. If you join the line 3 with the curve, you will see it intersects the curve only at one point. So how many solutions we have? One solution. D1. The equation 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus x is equal to 1 can be solved by drawing a straight line on the grid. Write down the equation of this straight line. The equation which we were given in the beginning was 2x cubed plus 4x squared. So what is extra on this side? Negative x. Bring it to the other side and you will have 1 plus x, or we will write it y is equal to x plus 1. D2, use your graph to solve the equation 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus x is equal to 1. We already wrote down that 2x cubed plus 4x squared is equal to x plus 1. So we have to draw the line of x plus 1 to find the solution for this equation. To draw a straight line, we either make a table or we write down the equation and one time we replace x with 0. So when x is 0, y is equal to 0 plus 1, y is equal to 1. So what point do we get? 0 and 1. The next step we can do is when y is equal to 0. So in place of y, we'll put 0. 0 is equal to x plus 1. The 1 will bring on this side, it will become negative 1. Therefore, negative 1 is equal to x. And the point we get is negative 1, 0. Now we will plot the point 0, 1 here and negative 1, 0 here. Like this, and we will draw the line. So we have drawn this line here, and now we have to find the solution. We have to find the x value where the line cuts the graph. One solution is here when x is equal to negative 2.1. In the mark scheme, the range has been given from negative 2.2 to negative 2.1. The other is when x is equal to negative 0.4, and in the mark scheme we have the range negative 0.45 to negative 0.4, and the third one is when x is equal to 0.6, and the range is from 0.51 to 0.6. Part A. The tangent to the graph of y is equal to 2x cubed plus 4x squared has a negative gradient when x is equal to k. Complete the inequality for k. We have to find the x values for which the gradient is negative. The tangent, it means it will touch the graph at one point. If the line is in this shape, it goes from left to right, you will have a negative gradient. So which points of x will give us a negative gradient? Here, this is 1 point from this. If you draw a line like this, you will have a negative gradient, and you will have between 1.33 and 0. So these are the x values in between which the gradient is negative. Question number 4. So this is a mensuration question. Part A, the diagram shows a solid metal prism with cross section ABCDE. Calculate the area of the cross section ABCDE. This is a compound shape, so we'll first break it into two different shapes. Before that, we know that this side is 4. Now we'll draw a line here. So you have a rectangle and you have a triangle. This whole length CD is 4 centimeter. But if you break it off, we know that BA is 2 centimeter. So this part here will also be 2 centimeter and this will be 2 centimeter. To find the area of the triangle, you need to get the height. You don't have the height, you have the base and you have the hypotenuse. In this case, we are going to use the Pythagoras theorem. A square plus b square is equal to c square. C is your hypotenuse. You already have your hypotenuse, you want to find your A. So we are going to bring the b to the other side. Therefore, a square is equal to c square minus b square. And a will equal to square root, and we'll substitute the hypotenuse and side b values. C is 4, so we'll write 4 square, and this part here is 2. So square root 4 square minus 2 square, and this will give us 3.46. That is our height, 3.46. To find the area of the two shapes, we have to find the area of the rectangle plus the area of the triangle. Area of the rectangle can be found by using the formula length times width, and area of triangle is half times base times height. The length is 7 and the width is 2. So 7 multiplied by 2 will give us the area of the rectangle. And for area of the triangle, half times base, which is 2, and height, which we found 3.46. Put the whole thing in the calculator and you will get 17.46. If we round it to one decimal place, 17.5 square centimeters. So that's the area of the cross section. A2. The prism is of length 8 centimeter. Calculate the volume of the prism. To find the volume of the prism, we use the formula. It is equal to area of cross section multiplied by length. So we already found our area of cross section, which is 17.5. We just have to times by 8. Therefore, 140 cubic centimeter is the volume. Part B. A cylinder of length 13 centimeter has volume 280 cubic centimeter. Calculate the radius of the cylinder. To find the volume of the cylinder, we use the formula pi r square h. H is the height, or in this case the length. It means the same thing. You have to make r the subject. So pi and h are multiplied. When you bring to the other side, it will be divide. V over pi h is equal to r square. We want r, not r square. Therefore, r is equal to, whenever you have a square and you want to remove it, you will square root the opposite side. So r is equal to square root v over pi h. Now we are going to substitute the values that we have. Volume is 280 pi and the length is 13. This, when we put in the calculator, we will get 2.618. We can round it to 2 decimal place and it will be 2.62 centimeter. In part 2, the cylinder is placed in a box that is a cube of side 14 centimeter. So this is a cube and we are putting the cylinder inside the box. The side is 14 centimeter. We are supposed to find the percentage of the volume of the box that is occupied by the cylinder. To do that, we will first have to find the volume of the cube. Volume of the cube can be found using the formula side cube. So the length is 14. We will cube it to get the volume of the cube. And we will get 2744 cubic centimeter. This is the volume of the cube. The volume of the cylinder is given to us, which is 280 over the volume of the cube. And as we want to find the percentage, we multiply by 100. This will give us 10.2. So that is your answer. Question number 5 is a histogram question. Part A, Harun has 200 letters to post and we have been given a histogram. This is the frequency density and this is the mass grams of the letters. Complete the frequency table for the 200 letters. We have been given the frequency density and the class width. To find the frequency, we use the formula. First, there's a basic formula that you need to know. You need to know that frequency density is equal to frequency over class width. But we already have the frequency and we have the class width. So if we rearrange this formula, we will get frequency density multiplied by class width is equal to frequency. Let's write down the class width of each bar. To find the class width, the upper value minus the lower value. So 20 minus 10, 10. 25 minus 25, 30 minus 25, 5. And 50 minus 30 is 20. Now we are just going to replace the frequency density and the class width for each bar to find the frequency. For the second bar, your frequency density is 8 and the class width is 10. The frequency is 8 multiplied by 10, 80. For the third bar, our frequency density is 6.6 times 5, which is our class width, will give us 33. Fourth has already been given to us, and for the fifth one, frequency density is 1 and the class width is 20. Therefore, 1 multiplied by 20, 20. We have completed the frequency table. In part 2, we have to calculate an estimate of the mean mass. If you have been given data in a frequency table like this with the class width, we use the formula mean is equal to the sum of f of x over n. X is your midpoint of the class width, multiplied by the frequency, and n is the total frequency. To begin with, we need to find the midpoint of the class width, and to do that, we add the two numbers and divide by 2. So 0 plus 10 divided by 2, 10 plus 20 divided by 2. These are the values that we will get. After that, we will multiply f of x, so midpoint multiplied by the frequency. Therefore, 5 multiplied by 50, which is 250. The same we are going to do for each bar. These are the results we will get when we multiply the midpoint of the class width with the frequency. For the mean, we have to add the sum, means that you add all the values that you got. So 250 plus 1200, 742.5, and divided by the total frequency. The total frequency is 200. When we put the whole thing in the calculator, we get 17.3 grams. So that is our mean. You really should know this question very well because it's a oft repeated question and it's for 4 marks. Harun has 15 parcels to post, and we have been given a table. The size and the frequency has been mentioned. 2 parcels are selected at random. Find the probability that both parcels are large. If you draw a tree diagram, the question will become easier to solve. So as there are 2 possibilities, small and large, this is the tree diagram that we have drawn. This is small and large. Small are 9, and the total parcels are 9 plus 6, 15. And large are 6 over 15. If you are removing one small parcel, the number of parcels are going to be less, correct? You have removed one. You had 15, you removed one. Now you are going to have 14. So first change the total of all the parcels. It's going to be 14. And because you removed one small parcel, the number of small parcels is going to be one less. You had 9, now you're going to have 8. The large parcels are going to be the same. In the second branch, we removed one large parcel. So the small parcels are going to be the same, which is 9. And the large parcel will be 1 less, 6 minus 1, 5. In part 1, we have to find both parcels are large. So the probability of both parcels being large is going to be, we have to move from this branch to this branch, large, large. When you move in the same branch, we multiply. So 6 over 15 multiplied by 5 over 14, which is 1 over 7. The next question, one parcel is small and the other is large. So what are the possibilities that we have? It can be the first parcel is small and the second is large, or the first is large and the second is small. So it could be small, large, or always means you add large, small. 9 over 15 multiplied by 6 over 14 plus 6 over 15 multiplied by 9 over 14, and this will give us 18 over 35. In the mark scheme, they have not simplified the answer, but the answers are the same. So when you put the answer in the mark scheme in the calculator, these are the answers that you're going to get. Part C. The probability that a parcel arrives late is 3 over 80. 4,000 parcels are posted. Calculate an estimate of the number of parcels expected to arrive late. A very easy 1-mark question. We just have to multiply 3 over 80 by 4,000. And the answer is 150. So that are the number of parcels that are expected to arrive late. Question number 6. We have been given 3 shapes and a grid has been given to us. So this is a transformation question. Let's read the question. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. This is shape A and this is shape B. You can see the size is the same. It has just been shifted. So it's a translation. For translation, you have to specify that it is translation and write the translation as a column vector like this. The top number represents your x value and the down one is your y value. If you move your x to the right, your x will be positive, and if you move your y up, your y will be positive. If you shift the x point to the left, your x will be negative, and if you shift it down, your y will be negative. Choose one point. I'm choosing this point, and then we'll see how the translation works. 1, 2, 3. So translation is it moved to the right, so x is 3 and y is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 and 13 is your answer. Sorry, negative 13 as we are moving down. If it moves down, your y will be negative. A2, we have to describe the transformation that maps shape A onto shape C. So this is shape C and this is shape A. You can see the size difference in both the shape. Whenever there's a change in size, it is related to enlargement. So you will get 3 marks. One to specify that it is enlargement. The second, we need to find the center of enlargement. To do so, we are going to join the vertices from shape A to shape C. We'll join the corresponding vertex, this vertex, with the vertex that is here. I think joining this vertex will be easier, so we are joining this vertex with the corresponding vertex here, and that's how the line is there. Now we'll join another one. We'll join this point with this point here. The place where the two lines intersect, that is your center of enlargement. So the first thing is that it's enlargement. We found the center of enlargement is 0 and negative 4. Now we need to find the scale factor. Let's look at the length of the vertex of the side. The height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 squares, and we have height 2. So the scale factor is half. But because it is on the other side of the lines that we have drawn, it will be negative half. Part B. Draw the image of shape A after rotation through 90 degrees anti-clockwise about the point 3, negative 1. So this is your center of rotation. You will place your point there and use a tracing paper and move it to the left hand side, your drawing. This is how your shape will look like after rotation, 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Next, part C, draw the image of shape A after reflection in y is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1 is this line. So we'll draw a line here and reflect the shape. So this is the shape after reflection in the y is equal to 1 line. Next question, describe fully the single transformation represented by the matrix. Matrix transformation is not a part of your syllabus from this year onwards, but if you want to know, if you have a matrix like this is a case of enlargement with scale factor 3 and center origin or 0, 0. Thank you for watching. I hope I've helped you. For question number 7 onwards, kindly watch the part 2.